My girlfriend and I moved into our dream house 3 months ago. It was everything we had imagined. Quiet street, perfect garden, a fresh start. We even brought Bella, our rescue cat, home for the first time. It felt safe. Until we noticed the house to our right. Abandoned, half renovated. No fence separating our garden from theirs. Just open space. Behind that house lived several young men. Sometimes we'd see them cutting through the empty garden to reach the street. We told ourselves it wasn't strange. We were wrong. On our first night, we sat in the garden, looking up at the houses behind us. That's when we saw him, standing in a dark upstairs window, not moving, not blinking, just staring. The room behind him was pitch black. His face had no expression. 30 minutes passed. He didn't move once. We went inside and locked the door. A few nights later, we heard wood scraping. The broken fence shifted. 3 men stood there, inside our garden, like they belonged there. One of them held a large bag. He offered us stolen washing tablets, smiling, watching us, waiting for a reaction. They left when I spoke, but they didn't apologize. They didn't hesitate. And they came back, again and again, each time staying longer, standing closer, watching more. Then the police came one afternoon. They searched the abandoned house. Days later, the men behind us were evicted. We felt relieved. We thought it was over. That was our second mistake. One evening, while I was in the bath, there was a loud bang outside. I ran upstairs. My girlfriend was filming from the spare room window. A man we had never seen before was pointing directly at our bedroom. When she moved, he noticed and sprinted, full speed, toward our house. He tried our door handle, then ran back, lifted the broken fence and began smashing his fists against the empty house windows. We called the police. They watched the video and left. At 2:16 a.m. one night, we heard whistling, the kind men use to harass women on the street. Slow, mocking, close. Then came tapping on our bedroom window. Soft, deliberate. We checked the cameras. Nothing. No footage. Like whoever it was knew exactly where they couldn't be seen. The next morning, our Ring doorbell was on the floor. The SD card was gone. Someone had taken it. They had been close enough to touch our house, close enough to erase themselves. Weeks passed. The noises continued. Then one night, while checking the live feed, we saw him. Black mask, hood up, standing in front of our garden, arms stretched wide, like a twisted crucifix. Head tilted, staring directly at our bedroom. He spoke, but we couldn't hear him. Then he crossed the street and stood there, watching, for 30 minutes. At 2:52 a.m., we got another alert. 2 masked men, flashlights scanning our windows. One of them held a crowbar. They weren't hiding anymore. They wanted us to know they were there, to know they could come in whenever they wanted. He still stands outside sometimes, pointing, waving, staring, waiting. And every time we look down at him, He smiles, like he's just being patient, like he knows something we don't. We record everything now, but recording doesn't stop fear. And the worst part? He never knocks. He just waits for us to feel safe again. We rented a beautiful lake house on Michigan's Great Lakes. 18 people, family trip, perfect view. But at 3 a.m., something started slamming into the garage, and someone was standing behind it, watching us. My family never travels, so when my aunt suggested a trip to one of Michigan's Great Lakes, we were shocked. 18 of us rented a huge beach house. It was too cheap for how perfect it looked. Ocean-like water, private beach, quiet road, no neighbors close by. Too perfect. Because of our group size, 4 of us were placed in a second building behind the house, a 2-story garage, bedrooms upstairs. The moment we walked in, something felt wrong. Carpeted bathrooms, mold smell, stained sheets, loose door latch, like no one cared about that building. We decided to wash the sheets, one load at a time, back and forth, up and down, alone. 2:37 a.m., we finally finished. Everyone fell asleep, except me. I'm a light sleeper, especially after surviving a break-in years ago. Then, 3 a.m., boom! The garage door shook violently. Not wind, not an animal, a full-body impact. I froze. My cousins didn't wake up. 20 minutes later, boom! Harder. The walls trembled. Now I was fully awake, watching the door, waiting for it to cave in. Then the third hit. Violent, aggressive. 2 of my cousins shot up in bed. We texted my aunt. 4:11 a.m., she replied immediately. That's when I knew this wasn't normal. My uncle went outside to check. We stayed upstairs, paralyzed. Then, knocking. It was my uncle, but he wasn't alone. My dad was with him, and my older cousins. Their faces were serious. Too serious. There's someone on the property. My heart dropped. My uncle said he saw a man standing behind the garage, not hiding, not running, just standing there, staring at the building. When my uncle yelled, the man didn't react, didn't flinch, didn't run. He simply walked away and vanished. No footsteps, no leaves crunching, nothing. My uncle checked the ground. Only his own footprints were there. Inside the house, we found something else. 2 Jester playing cards, one inside the garage, twisted, bent, left where we couldn't miss it. The loudest bang had happened around 3 a.m. Devil's hour. Mockery. Like someone was playing with us. That second night, we stayed in the main house. No one went near the garage. Around 4 a.m., my mom heard footsteps on the porch. Slow, deliberate. She didn't open her eyes. She didn't want to see who was looking in. Then someone tried the basement door, rattling the handle, trying to get in. The boys were sleeping down there. By the time she reached it, nothing. Again, no one. We left a day early. The host said she'd check the camera above the garage. She never responded again. And here's what still bothers me. The banging started right after I stopped going downstairs alone, like someone had been watching me, waiting for me to be alone. And when they realized I wasn't, they got angry. Sometimes I think it was a neighbor. Sometimes I think it wasn't. But what I know for sure is this. Someone was on that property, and they wanted us to know.
Let me start by saying this. I'm not crazy. I know how this sounds. Paranoid, unstable, like someone who hasn't moved on. But everything I'm about to tell you actually happened, and I have no explanation for it. It started 3 months ago, right after I left my ex, Caleb. We were together for almost 2 years. He never hit me, never screamed in public, never did anything dramatic, which somehow made it worse. He was the quiet kind of controlling. The kind who tracks how long you're online. The kind who asks you the same question twice in one day, just to see if your answer changes. When I left him, I didn't just break up with him. I disappeared. New phone number, deleted social media, new apartment across town. I didn't want closure. I wanted distance. And for a few weeks, it worked. Then came the barista. It was a Tuesday morning, small coffee shop near my new place. I'd only been there once before. She smiled at me, tilted her head slightly and said, "What's wrong, sunshine?" My stomach dropped. That was Caleb's nickname for me. Not a cute one. A weapon. He used it whenever I was upset, whenever I tried to stand up for myself. "What's wrong, sunshine?" Like I was overreacting, like I was dramatic. I told myself it was coincidence. It's not a rare word, but it didn't feel random. A few days later, I got into a rideshare. Different driver than usual, older guy. He kept glancing at me through the rear-view mirror, like he was trying to recognize me. Then casually he said, "Ever figure out what you're running from?" My throat went dry. Caleb said that to me once, when I told him I needed space. He leaned close and whispered, "Ever figure out what you're running from?" Exact words, exact tone. Now 2 strangers had repeated him, word for word. Then it escalated. A woman at the grocery store bumped into me and whispered, "You don't get to just disappear." A random man walking past me muttered, "Still wearing your hair like that?" Someone in my apartment building hummed a song Caleb used to play during arguments. Different faces, different ages, different voices, but the same look in their eyes, like they knew me. Or worse, like they were told about me. I started questioning myself. Maybe I was projecting. Maybe trauma was twisting coincidences into patterns. So I did something I swore I wouldn't do. I reached out to Caleb's sister. I told her to tell him to stop. She replied the next day, said Caleb had been in rehab for 6 weeks. No phone, no outside contact. I didn't believe her, until she posted a picture. He looked thin, pale, holding a 1-day sober chip. He wasn't orchestrating this in real time, at least not physically. That's when it hit me. This wasn't traditional stalking. No one was following me. They weren't watching me. They were reminding me. One night, I stayed late at work because I didn't want to go home. My apartment didn't feel unsafe. It just didn't feel safe either. Around 10 p.m., I walked back, headphones in, no music playing, so I could hear if someone followed me. When I turned onto my block, I saw someone sitting on the stoop across from my building, hood up, head down. I almost ignored him, until he said, "Cold out tonight, huh, sunshine?" He didn't look at me, didn't smile, didn't move. I didn't respond. I went upstairs and locked every bolt. I didn't sleep much. In the morning, my doormat was flipped over. That might sound small, But my apartment is on the top floor. You don't just pass by it. Underneath the mat, written in pen, "You can change your face too if you want. I'll still recognize you." I threw up. I booked a hotel for the weekend. 4th floor, quiet, empty hallway. At 2 a.m., there were 3 slow knocks on my door. Not aggressive, not rushed. Just knock, 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 knock. I waited. They knocked again. I looked through the peephole. A woman stood there, maybe in her 40s, expressionless, not blinking, just staring straight at my door. She didn't speak, didn't move. I stayed silent. After a minute, she walked away. The next morning, the front desk told me no one should have been on that floor. All the rooms were vacant. That's when I understood something that truly scared me. This questioning about watching me. It was about control. Caleb didn't need to be there. He just needed to make sure I never stopped looking for him. Like he'd sprayed himself onto strangers. Psychological graffiti. Different faces, same script, same nickname. So I moved again. Dyed my hair, changed my routines, told no one where I lived. It worked, for a while, until last week. I was walking home from a bookstore. A woman passed me, didn't slow down, didn't turn her head, just said, "Still hiding behind books, sunshine?" and kept walking. I don't think this stops. I think this is something bigger now. Maybe a forum, maybe some sick challenge. Who can scare Sunshine the best? Who can get closest without touching? Who can make her doubt her own sanity? And tonight, while I was sitting alone in my apartment, I got a private message. No name, no profile picture, just a photo taken from across the street of me sitting at my window, reading. The caption said, "You finally looked up."